What's going on, guys, and welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. It's another rainy day here in Greenville, South Carolina. You know what I do on rainy days? I buy random dumb shit. But instead of really telling you what I bought, or ordered rather, I didn't technically buy shit yet, but what I ordered, it kind of reminded me of a funny story. And it's going to even turn a little motivational. So this is going to be part story, part boner speech. It's just kind of multifaceted, kind of like Lil Wayne. Get playing around the internets. You know, new cars don't necessarily blow my skirt up. As a rule, they're all right, it's whatever. I'm a classic car guy. I'm standing here with a 25-year-old Chevrolet truck behind me. It's just kind of how I roll. This is new for me. But sometimes you see some things that really pique your interest that you like. And I'm weird when it comes to new cars. I love my Chevrolet trucks and stuff, obviously, but I'm not brand loyal to any particular thing. If they got something neat that's coming out and it catches my eye, I'll tell you about it. I'm excited about this. I'll have an experience with a car that I didn't necessarily like right off the bat. It ends up being a great car. And I'll give you a few examples of this through the years. They're kind of like people were shocked that I like these vehicles. And I like them for different reasons, obviously. And I'll give you one, the Chevy HHR. When they first came out, my dad bought one. And it was neat, it was the panel. And then we bought one when we started H&H. And it was the very first H&H vehicle, so we hauled all the equipment out to car shows doing all the car show hosting with it. And I've seen those things with hundreds of thousands of miles. They just keep going, and the utility of them. And you got to think about it. That HHR was kind of cool because it's kind of retro. It's like a PT Cruiser that you could actually use and wasn't a big piece of shit. It's almost a predecessor to what you're seeing now. There's no such thing as a real van. It's all Transit Connects or Ram ProMasters or Chevy City Expresses or Nissan NV, whatever the hell they call them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny. Those are that kind of retro throwback was kind of like a precursor to what we got now, but bigger versions of it, obviously, and it's more modern and all that. But that's the way I see it. And I've always been a fan of them. Hell, Matt the camera guy still drives one every day. Of course, my heart, the Kia Soul with a manual transmission. It's a go-kart that I love. I've hauled more shit in the back of a Kia Soul than I have my full-size Chevrolet pickup truck. Hands down, good vehicle, period. New cars, that's all right. It's all right, it's pretty, it's whatever. Don't really blow my skirt up. I don't get too excited about them. I know how a lot of people when new cars come out, oh my God, I want that new whatever. Like the Broncos when they came out, the Bronco Sports, new Broncos, kind of look at them like the Jeeps. Stock, they suck. You put a bunch of stuff on them, they're cool. But I'll be honest with you, there's not many cars that you couldn't do that to and they wouldn't be cool. So, it's cool. It's retro, it's throwback. I got you, Bronco. Still on the fence. You got to think about when I grew up in my heyday, teenage years, mini trucks and stuff like that. Well, there's no such thing as a mini truck anymore at all. They've got a Ranger that's virtually a damn F-150 that's 2 inches shorter. Mini trucks kind of got played out and they kind of got a bad rap because, I remember working for the Ford place, 2006, 7. We had Rangers on the lot to sell more F-150s because you would walk out to any Ford dealership and they would have 5 Rangers and they would have 100 F-150s. And they'd walk over and they'd see that Ford Ranger and it was $22,000 for a XLT Ranger, $23,000. Hell, for the same money, you could start, you wasn't going to get a Lariat or anything like that, but you could get an F-150 for that, which is then twice the truck a Ranger was. Now, not so much. I'll be honest with you, a Ranger and a damn F-150, other than one's got a V8 and one don't. And well, hell, most of them are EcoBoost anyway. So I don't really understand why you need a medium duty truck or a medium class truck and a full size truck. Anyway, so the little small trucks got forgotten about. S10s went away. Of course, Nissan's got bigger and bigger and bigger. Even the Frontiers are huge now. Toyota Tacoma's held them. Tacoma is huge, and then they got away from that and they went into the Tundras and all that. Mini trucks just kind of got forgotten about. But those were very popular. All your delivery vehicles back in the day. You got to think about like stuff like that. Or, there's a lot of people that needed a truck, but didn't need a 3/4 ton Dodge to do what they needed to do. Well, now they took that option out. You don't have that anymore. A little truck's handy like that. It's just a little, inexpensive, decent fuel mileage, just a good economy and all that. And I think Ford really knocked it out of the park with the Maverick, and that's what I ordered. So let me stop that story to tell you another story. I love, keep in mind, I don't go into many new car dealerships anymore. I'll go every once in a while. Family members looking for a car, friends looking for a car. I'm personally buying something. But as a rule, I pick up the phone, I'll call and be like, hey, I want this, 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 and this. I bought my last pickup truck in 8.5 minutes. It just doesn't take that long for me. So I don't really just wander dealerships that much. I'll be honest with you, I spend enough damn time in working there that I really don't care to hang around them. I had to go put the order in for this truck. So I went in, and it tickles me how nothing has changed since my dealership days. I come in a dealership on a rainy Tuesday, and it is pissing rain outside. You've got 6 salespeople on the floor literally playing pocket pool and just staring at the glass, praying for someone to come in. Already had appointments set up, went in, put my deposit down, did what I needed to do, whatnot. Filled out my little order form, checked all my little boxes, and we'll get to my Maverick in another video. We're not really talking about that right now. It got me thinking about something, and I've talked about this before. I've touched on it several times. And, people ask me all the time, what's a tip you could give someone going into sales? Or what's some hints or what's some tricks to doing this? There's no trick to it. There's no tips. I'm never going to tell you a book to read. There's no, direct answer for this. But one thing I will say, and it still happens to this day, and I fell for it myself walking into the dealership. Keep in mind, I've been in this shit my whole life. But you walked in, you got 4 of the 5 salesmen, wrinkled ass, polo shirt, khakis. Hell, a couple of them wearing damn Hey Dudes, wearing slippers, loafers, like bedroom shoes. I'm not talking about a little dirt car lot, looking at a used car. This is a new car dealership. And then you had that one shark over there sharpening his fangs in his glass office. Coat and tie, hair slicked back. That old dabble do you thing pomade, he didn't listen to that. He put the whole damn can. Just slicker now shit. And that's the guy I want to talk to. So, I naturally was true to that. And you get to thinking about it, and people so here's you a tip. And going back to even when I did Ford sales, and I joke about this, you got to think about it. The guy that was interviewing me for my job, who was the sales manager at the Ford dealership, wrinkled ass polo shirt, and wrinkled khakis. He was wearing like Sperry's or something, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm thinking to myself, here I am, tie on, and knowing how to tie a tie. It's not too short, not too long. Shirts, pressed, slacks. You know what I'm saying? And I went to work like that 6 days a week. Well, technically 5 days, but really it was 6 days because you have one day off when you're in sales, and naturally you would be closed on Sunday. But you have one day off when you're in sales, but to be honest with you, you never technically have a day off in sales. No matter what your day off is, that's always going to be the day a customer wants to come in and meet you. So you might as well stay. If you're not there, you can't get paid. 6 days a week, coat and tie, razor sharp seams, like a tack. And what tickles me was because of that mentality. One, you just feel better in the mornings. You're just pumped up, looking good. Like you dressed all up for a hot date or Sunday service or whatever. You know, you're just ready to rock. But you look the part. Let me stop that story to kind of get off on another little rant. Several years ago, my mother worked for a store called Burlington Bag and Baggage. Burlington Bag and Baggage is basically like Maury Luggage now. They sold high-end briefcases, probably where I got that from, and you know, really nice luggage and just Mont Blanc pens and just all the good, neat shit. You know, lawyers and doctors and lots of professionals shop there. That's kind of their little go-to place. Well, anyway, next to it was a store that sold suits. It was called S&K Menswear. They were a franchise. I'm pretty sure S&K's out of business now. I used to, you know, hang out with my mom because she was the manager of the store. I mean, I'm 10, 12 years old. I wasn't even quite that old probably. But I'd be running around the shopping center or whatever, and I'd walk down next door. Of course, I knew the guys that worked at the S&K Menswear. They were always wearing their suits, obviously. They sold suits. So they were wearing suits and all this stuff. And they had like an article out of like USA Today or something like that. And I scanned Google real quick and couldn't find it, or I would post it. It was really interesting. I remember reading that when I was a kid. And it was talking about casual business wear and how bad it is for the economy. Now, naturally, the place that sells suits is going to ride this one out, but it makes sense. Productivity goes down, morale's down. You just show up for your job. You know what I mean? Where you got that suit on, that tie on, you just dressed to impress. You're ready to rock. Feel good about yourself. It's like every time I make a video, the very first thing Matt says to me, "You feel good?" Usually I got a smart ass comment that follows that up. But you see what I'm saying? You feel good, got to be pumped up because you see that if I don't. But it was talking about that. And it was talking about how the increase in the popularity of business casual, polo shirt and some khaki pants, all that's fine. But the thing you got to think about, selling suits, kind of guy needs to be wearing suits, kind of showing off the product. But this is the thing about car sales, especially new car sales. This is probably the second largest investment that someone will ever make in their entire life next to their home. You're giving out your personal information and you're dealing back and forth with a guy that looks like he just rolled out of bed and grabbed a shirt out of the dryer. And then take it to the next level, like a realtor. Say you're going to buy a house. How about if your realtor was wearing a t-shirt and a pair of shorts? Would you feel comfortable talking to him, about buying a $3, $4, $5, $6, $700,000 house? It's got to look professional. You see where I'm getting at? Might be the best realtor in the world. Might be the best salesman. Might be the best car dealer ever. But they don't look the part. It's like, you can have the best cheeseburger in the world, but if you put it on a dirty plate, ain't that appetizing? And it tickles me because going in the dealership, and even me, and I know what to look for. I mean, I pretty much had the deal nailed down before I got there. But I still want to deal with a man that was dressed like Ric Flair. That's my guy. You know what I mean? Like that's the one I want to deal. I want to deal with a guy that's rubbing the sleep out of his eyes, sipping on a Monster out there on the sales floor. No. And I think I'm not the only one that sees it that way. And so that's a big tip, I think, for anybody that wants to get into sales. You got to look the part, and as bad as I hate to say it, I know everybody says you can't judge a book by its cover. Well, unfortunately, this society, that's how it works. You only get one chance to make a first impression. So you got to make it count. Anyway, speaking of making it count, we got to make some more videos, guys. We got to cut this one loose. We'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. What's going on, guys? And welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Or we'll just stop. It's okay. Come on in. We're just shooting video for about 30,000 people. No big deal. Just come on in. Make yourself at home. You know. So, do you know he has more Grammys than Elvis?
What?
That's Little John. That's Little John. It's Little John. You're confusing your rappers, Matthew.
And you know who was a lot cooler than Lil Wayne?
Who?
Rick James, bitch.
Bitch!